Hello guys, welcome to Eastcoast Talks. This case is a very interesting one involving a couple that has been through chaos and back. The lady has married 5 times, divorced the same guy once before, and they remarried. So in this case, these two guys are still trying to find their fate after experiencing a divorce before. But that's not all. The lady in this case is 10 years older than the man, and two of them have had so many issues. I'm talking about issues that includes a punch and also a knife being thrown at this guy. You might say the lady is violent and the man should run for his life. Well, this might be a reaction to something deeper in their marriage. But we'll find out today in this court reaction. Let's go.
Your Honor, being married the second time is not that easy. It's hard. It's hard. In our first marriage, I was cleaning house one day, and as you mentioned the couch, I found divorce papers underneath the entertainment center. I didn't even think we had a problem. I call him at work, I ask him, he's like, well, why were you snooping around? I'm like, snooping around? I'm cleaning my house. He's like, well, I wasn't going to use them, but you still had them.
Mr. Blackmar, did you have divorce papers under the entertainment center just in case you might need to get rid of them?
Your Honor, I constantly tell this woman to look when she's crossing the street. The truck was coming and she's gonna get hit by it. These papers were not a surprise. They were not hidden.
What was going on that you felt you need to have papers ready to go?
It's not that I had them ready to go. It's just
They were
that
filled out.
I was trying to not use them. I had already set it in motion. I already was gonna get divorced from her, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Why were you so unhappy that you wanted to get divorced?
2 months into our marriage, she stopped working, wasn't straight with me about why she wasn't working, and she spent 2 years, not doing anything while I assumed the responsibility of her and her son to come and live with me and my son.
Was she holding down the house at all? Were you coming home to hot cooked meals, clean house, clean clothes, that kind of thing? Or was she just doing nothing at all?
Scale of 1 to 10, she was doing a 4.
Did you discuss with Mr. Blackmar your decision not to work?
I didn't have a decision. I got fired from my job, and he knew that, and I stayed home and took care of our kids and cleaned our house and cooked the meals. He just never came to the table for dinner. I made dinner. He just never came to eat it because he was too busy playing PlayStation.
Did you people not have a conversation
No, we
about...
didn't. No.
Okay, so we've seen this in the courtroom where this lady is always interrupting, She was just interjecting when her husband was talking, not too much, but now she interjected the judge. And these are the things that could make a man be fed up and just decide to, okay, let me just transfer the whole aggression and let me just try to escape from this reality by dwelling and being too much into video games or other distractions. Sometimes it's not what the man is doing or it's not what the woman is doing, but it's a reflection of something deeper. In this case, the man is dwelling too much in video games, is too into other things, and that's because it's kind of like fed up of the woman. And sometimes you might not understand why these things are happening, but of course, like I said earlier, in this instance, he got married to her with the intention that they were going to both work and pay the bills, but voila, life happened and she got fired from her job. The difference here is that she didn't say anything about looking for another job, but she just assumed the role of a housewife. I think she enjoyed just doing the domestic chores and was okay with it, while the man was not comfortable with it, but they never had that conversation. Obviously, they didn't. And now they're in the courtroom here for a third divorce. And we can see that there are communication issues. The man is clearly not happy in the whole marriage thing. And the woman has some issues. Of course, the man too has his own issues, but let's see how this continues in court. Then we address those.
Did you two not have a conversation about, hey, I'm out of a job, where are we gonna go from here? Would it be better if I stayed home and handled the house? Or babe, I really need you to go back to work? You never had that conversation?
No, ma'am. She wasn't even straight with me about actually losing the job. She just didn't go to work, and then I kind of was like, why aren't you at work? And then she kind of told me then.
And after that, did you have a conversation about where you were going next?
I tried to get her a new job. That was as much as conversation we had. She's not a talker, Your Honor. My wife don't communicate. She can't spell communicate.
I don't believe that.
Thank you.
Because she keeps interrupting me. So I believe she talks, and most women got that button, we talk.
I think they talk, but the difference is that she's not a communicator. She's a talker, but not a communicator. Clearly, she hides things from him, and she doesn't want to have those deep conversations, but she talks about a lot of other things.
There are other things going on that made you angry and want a divorce.
Yes, my wife would disappear with another woman who I did not have any respect for who she was as a person, so I didn't know if my wife was falling in with her kind of stuff.
Right.
There was the whole job thing. She wasn't bringing in any money, and that was hurtful to me. And then there's the fact that I'm the third kid. I was the third kid in our marriage.
How do you mean?
She bosses me around. She tells me what to do, and I mean, I could get bossed around. I was raised by a single mother, but my thing is, she just gets mad and goes crazy over nothing.
Let's talk about the woman that you don't like, that she runs around with. When you say she disappears, does she leave for days? Did she leave for days?
It wouldn't be days, but it would be a mystery, and it would be a long time, Your Honor.
Long time? Is it overnight, but you coming in at the wee hours of the morning?
Wee hours of the morning, Your Honor. And
Do
then
you
she give
know
me
who
excuses.
who he's talking about, what
Yes,
you were
and I know
doing?
exactly- and he knows everywhere. We go to the casino, and then we go garage selling on the way home. So we'd go at night and go gambling all night, and then garage selling on the way home. He knows where I am every
That's
minute of
an
the day.
odd combination
I know.
of activities.
Your Honor, because it ain't real.
But it's like he knows where I am. I've never not told him where I am. Just the fact that he maybe doesn't remember, but because he doesn't like a certain person doesn't mean I'm going to be like her. I'm a grown woman. I'm 10 years older than he is, and people
I
don't
like her.
influence me.
Do you
Okay, the fact that you have to spell it out in court that you're 10 years older than he is, to be honest, sounds more like what he's complaining about. That you are a bit too controlling for him. You are doing the whole single mother thing for him, controlling him around and just wanting him to do as you please. I think that's an issue here, and she seems to be guilty of that particular fact.
tell him where you're going before you go?
All the time. Every time. I always do. I always have.
Your
He just
Honor.
doesn't remember.
Your
That's his
Honor.
he doesn't remember. And he can't claim I don't remember because you don't,
I'm going to throw this out here and just ask.
Yes, ma'am.
You said earlier that one of your most common phrases is, okay, babe, whatever.
whatever makes you happy.
That's an indication of a man who's not listening. When my husband whatevers me, I know that's exactly what he's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't pay attention to it. I can tell him about it tomorrow and he'll swear I never said it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So do you believe that maybe you don't take it, the information might be imparted to you, but you're not really grasping it and taking it in?
No, Your Honor. I want to amend what she said. I don't say whatever. I say, yes, baby, you can have it. Yes, baby, I'll do it.
Whatever makes
I don't
you
say
happy.
whatever is not my word.
Mar, you say she has a terrible temper and has done some outrageous things in the midst of a temper tantrum. Why don't you tell me the most outrageous one you can recall?
Well, there's the punching me in the face in the middle of the dark.
What happened then?
I didn't mean to put him in the face. I meant
was
to hit his
in
arm.
the bed. She was in the bed. We were sleeping.
Right.
Well, we were going to sleep. And she was angry. And the way for her to express herself, instead of using her words, is to throw punches. And it was the middle of it was black. So she punched me in the face.
I mean, there was no run up to it. There was no argument, no announcement, no I'm mad at you. You just, whoa.
No.
Yes,
no, we
ma'am.
were laying in bed and I went to punch his arm like that and I didn't realize it was his face and not his arm.
Now she said it so jokingly, but of course he hit him so hard that he had to say it in court.
I just went like that in bed.
You can't hit people.
I know,
You
but
you
he makes me
can't do
that
it.
angry now, and I never
What
had.
were you so angry at that you had to punch the man?
He doesn't listen. He'll listen to what I say, but he doesn't hear what I tell him.
What
Just
about
like
when you threw the knife at me?
I
Well, okay, I'm gonna get there. Let her try to dig out of this hole, and then we'll
Yes,
find
ma'am.
her another one.
and,
Yes,
and,
ma'am.
and I understand what you're saying, and that's why I'm here, because I never had these problems. I never had this anger before, and I love my husband more than anything. That's why I married him twice. But I didn't expect to be so angry at him from our first marriage when we got married again, and he's come out of nowhere, and I didn't expect it, and he didn't expect it, and it's not fair to him, but it's not fair to me either, and I will never divorce him. I will stay married to him until I die, but we might not live together because I can't keep putting him through that. But I don't know why I'm that way anymore, because I was never that way before.
Well, why do you think she's so hot?
I think that she just doesn't know how to process how she feels about things. She's emotional she's emotional to the point where it's her memory, it's how she responds to everything. Her emotion is.
When you say
everything.
her memory, that just like she doesn't remember things correctly, or she can't remember at all.
You're right. She can remember them. She just doesn't remember correctly. It's how she felt about it rather than what happened.
What happened? How she felt? Very well put.
That was a very good way to put it because I think she's not the only one guilty of that. I think a lot of women are actually guilty of that, that they will rather deal with the feelings that they had in that moment than acknowledge the logical or rational situation of things at that particular time. So she has might be an extreme side of things because for him to say it in court here, it means that it must be to a point where it is bothering him. But it doesn't sound so outrageous because I think a lot of women are actually in this particular boat.
Tell me about the knife.
It was one of our inane, the sky is blue arguments. I'm sitting there and she's in the kitchen chopping. She got angry. I didn't even hear cuss words. All I heard is whew. The knife came at me.
I didn't aim.
I ducked. Your Honor, when I looked at her and I said, "You threw a knife at me," she said, "I didn't aim." It wasn't, I'm sorry, it was, I didn't aim.
Ms. Blackmore, you're 3 inches away from a felony. If you can't handle your emotions that way, the state needs to take you off for a timeout.
I've never done that before, and I've been married 5 times. I've never, ever been that way. I don't know.
But you are that way now.
I know. That's why I'm here. I know. That's why I'm here, because I don't want to be that way. I think the fact that he blindsided me with divorce in our first marriage, I'm afraid that's going to happen again. And it's not that my memory's bad. It's he doesn't remember, or he writes everything down because he thinks what he wrote down is what happened. Well, it's just what you think it happened. You don't write my part down.
He writes it down?
He writes everything down.
You write down what makes you mad?
Your Honor, I have 2 pens in my pocket right now.
Everything.
Just ready to go. Ready to go.
Okay, it's okay that he's documented things because sometimes these things need to be documented because one party will deny it or the other party will be like, I never said such, or this is how it happened. So we don't even know who's saying the truth, but I think his own rebuttal to that by documenting the experience and documenting this situation is a very good way to go and a better way to approach this. Both of them are actually having contradictory statements regarding who is actually losing their memory and who doesn't have the full situation of things at hand. But in this case, I feel like I will lean towards more of the guy because he even has a rebuttal approach of documented things rather than the lady, because she has already exhibited a lot of excessive behavior and a lot of actions that are very questionable. This violence tendency she has and this instability of her character and her emotions, it's a red flag. It's actually a red flag. It shows that she needs to have a grip on herself and she's still not in full control of her emotions at this particular time. So I will lean towards the guy in this situation.
Ms. Blackmore, you claim that you never get his full attention and you blame technology in part for that feeling of abandonment. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So what is he doing with technology that makes you feel abandoned?
My husband is on his phone 24/7. We'll take a day. We don't have a lot of time to spend together. We'll take a day. We're on the light rail to go run errands or things. He's on his phone, on his phone, on his phone. I'm like, baby, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just this. And it's not like he's texting. He's reading comic books on his phone. He's researching superpower heroes from WikiUp. But it's like, I want your attention. I want you, when I talk to you, I want you to look at me. I have a flip phone. He listens to everything I say, but he doesn't really hear it because he's not really paying attention, because he's reading a comic book or he's trying to write down everything I'm saying. We've gone to bed, and I see this light turn on. He's on his phone in bed under the covers.
Now give it a minute. Because sometimes I can get sucked into the computer because I look up one thing and, oh man, wow. And I tend to get sucked up in history. You know, I Wikipedia something and, ooh, Charles II, was he crazy? And then I go to, and the next thing you know, I'm at Rasputin and the Tsars. So, and my husband gets, like, baby, really? Do you have...
I do tend to do like you. I see things and I get interested and I move to other
you move
things.
in, yeah.
But the thing is this, Your Honor, she's around me all the time. So I don't get time for the other things. You know what I'm saying?
When you say she's around you all, you work though, right?
You just started.
So when you come home, is she just is she just clinging, or is it she won't give you a little bit of peace, or do you want her not to bother you at all?
Your Honor, I want her to interrupt me anytime so we can spend time together. I tell her that. No matter what I'm doing, it's just something to keep me busy until we can do something together. But she doesn't do that. She just gets mad and goes straight to World War Z.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Blackmar. Instead of asking her to interrupt you when she wants some attention, why don't you come home and give her some attention?
Because, Your Honor, I do that. Like I said, Your Honor, she works for 8 hours a week, and then the rest of that time, we are codicil. And I can't do any, Your Honor, I can't write, I can't use the phone, I can't stand outside and read a comic book. I can't do anything, Your Honor. If I'm not paying attention to her, I'm doing the wrong thing.
Are you plastered to his side and don't give him any me time?
Your Honor, he just started working a month ago. So for 8 months, he has not worked. So and my schedule just dropped to 8 hours a week. So before that, I would come, you've got all day. I'm gone 10, 11 hours a day. You can't get everything you want to do done while I'm gone, and then when I come home from work, give me attention. That's all I ask. But he couldn't do that. Well,
Is she right about the time she had been working during the week and...
Your Honor, she's too extreme with it. When she comes home, I do give her time. But if she sees me on my phone for 5 minutes, that's what I've done all day. And when she goes to bed that night, she goes back to that moment of 5 minutes on my phone and says that was what I was doing all night long.
Bro, now I'm so confused about these two guys and their case, because the case is just going topsy-turvy. Initially, it was the man that was working and the woman was the domestic housewife type thing that she was doing. But suddenly, we discovered that the man was off for 8 months and is just 1 month into his job. And this woman has actually been working 8 hours a week. 8 hours a week is actually very small, but at least it's something. She's working and the man was not working. So I'm wondering who is actually telling the truth here, because their stories are not aligning. Please tell me, is there anything I miss in terms of the timeline? Am I listening to what you're listening to?
Her memory is emotional and crazy. A snapshot is everything to her.
a snapshot. So you get a snapshot in time of a 5-minute period, and she turns into a movie of your day.
Exactly.
It's because I get the same snapshot every day.
This marriage is failing for the same reasons the other marriage failed, and what you failed to do was figure out why the first one failed. So you still like him, you still like her, but you never resolved any of the issues. I believe you're both a little guilty of everything the other one is accusing them of. I'm going to say that. So I'm not going to sit here and parse out you're wrong and you're right. What I'm going to do is tell you what I think you should have said in between I do number 1 and I do number 2, and hope that you do it now.
Your Honor, can I tell you, we were talking about going to get your book and using that to help us.
You don't have to buy it. It's right here. Making Marriage Work. You can have it. It's a freebie on me. So there you go.
She don't read. Give me that.
Now see there. You right. See there. No. Here are the list of problems and resolutions that I wrote down as I was talking to you, so I can give it to you. Number 1, you do what I did in my marriage, which was give her a false okay. You say, okay, whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want. It's okay. Whatever makes you happy when you're not happy about it. And one day, she says something about the lawn, and you got divorce papers. So what happens is you have to not say that anymore. You have to say what you really feel. You're harboring. Stop that. You have unmapped anger. What you need to do is pinpoint what you're really angry about. And you need to say what it is. And you have to tell yourself what it is. I'm upset because he just did A. Be reasonable about the need that you have at the time, express it to him. And when she's rational, you need to, hey, okay, babe, I'll put the phone down. You may not understand why she needs to be talking to you right at the moment. Right. My husband understands why I say 75% of the things I say to him. But he gets that it makes me happy, so he listens. I don't know if he's listening, but he's quiet. The last thing is something to both of you. You have to address the marriage. You have to address the two-ness. You have to reignite the love. You have to feed that want. And you have to do that together. Yes. And it's about sitting down, coffee in the morning and the first thing, how's your day gonna be? What you gonna do? Ooh, what do you need? Like, can I have? Mm-hmm. Can I? You know what I mean? And you connect as a couple first before you come to each other with the concerns that you have about your day or the other person. Are you with me on that?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you can't remember, it's in the book, so you can reread and read it together. You know, read to each other. It sounds like a stupid thing to do, but you know, it's something that you do with each other that feeds the marriage.
Can
you with
he have
me?
his own? Because he's going to write in mine. And
No,
I don't
Your
want him to
Honor,
write
you
in
make
mine.
No,
most-
y'all need to see there. You put negativity in it already. I gave you a positive thing to do, and now you're insulting the brother. Don't do it.
Okay.
This matter is adjourned.
Well, kudos to Judge Lynn Toler for the advice that she gave both of them. This is a very well structured advice. And in my opinion, I think they both need it. In this marriage, I feel like the man needs to work on how he communicates with her. And I feel like she also needs to work on how she communicates with him. Aside the communication issue, I think she also needs to work on how she handles her emotions because she's moving mad a bit. She's moving a bit little crazy, you know? It seems the lady really wants his attention and he doesn't even know how to give her attention. The whole part of him saying that, I'm here when you need me. She's complaining because she feels that something else is taking his mind and he's saying that he's here when he needs her. How about you bring the attention to her rather than tell her to come and get the attention from you when she needs it? So I think it's one thing that he needs to work on. Try to be the one to push for the attention. Try to be the one to initiate that engaging activity that you both can do. And that way she will not feel lonely at times because some of these actions and some of this spiraling that she's doing is because she feels lonely. She feels a bit abandoned while both of them are in the house, and she feels like she's not the other priority in terms of his attention. So I think he needs to work on that. I think she also needs to calm down with the whole I'm 10 years older than you. Yes, she's older than him, but clearly she seems to be the one that is more sensitive with how she handles things and the one with the over-exaggerated behavior. So in that case, she needs to calm down and let the man still lead while you be controlling at times, you know. Just cool down with the whole seniority thing and just be the wife and just be his darling in the house. But overall, I think both of them really love themselves and they know that already. It's just that they don't know how to handle their situations and how to interact and they don't understand their dynamic enough. With that being said, tell me what you think about this whole situation. I'll go by the name Eastcoast Talks and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.